Come on, we are still in the base ice cream. Best ice cream.
Yeah,
Okay, so are you on right now?
I am. Yeah.
Let's see if I can see.
Uh,
Was right?
It changes every time he goes live.
yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
but I'm reading from the database. So. Okay, so I can see it on the.
Nothing's changed with HLS until metadata has been injected. So everything's.
Yeah, I need to make sure that it's working on the iOS to see if I can print the metadata.
We haven't injected any metadata, so.
Yeah, but I can.
I can check on the Heroku to see if the databases.
Let me just rerun. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay, I got it now.
Okay.
That's the problem with the changing the.
Okay, so let's see. What's so I should send the socket now.
It's the same socket. It's just a batch.
Mm-hmm. Just a batch. No, the mixer. Okay, I just sent the socket.
Okay, I received your metadata. It was inserted. In all variants. Good. No problems on my side. You should receive it soon. So.
I'm watching.
You're listening for the queue change event, right? Or whatever it is on the feed player.
Hmm?
Come on, can you inject again?
Inject again?
I haven't received any metadata.
So the value could be anything, yeah?
Yeah, the value could be anything. So
Okay.
I haven't changed a code since the last time that we were testing with Thomas, the very first day. So if you have changed something, let me know because I probably need to change too. Oh yeah, got it. Sounds good.
Okay.
So how could we...
There's about a 12-second delay on the video, but the timing should be fine.
I can do like a queue. Like, how can I do that? So let's say...
Can you mute the players? There's a lot of echo.
Is it on my end?
Yeah, so you should mute.
It shouldn't be. Yeah, it's muted. Let's see.
Okay, so now it should be on again.
Right.
Cool. So are you on the cell phone?
Yeah, I can see you. You can inject tag, you can inject whatever you see. So I will let you know if there's a problem. So I will mute myself here.
Okay. Hey guys, so we have a quiz show. I show you an object and tell me what it is as soon as you see the object. Here's the object. 1, 2, 3. So I don't know, it was just to test how synchronized is the video and the sockets and the metadata you receive, Salah.
It was pretty good. Same time.
Same time? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And
Yeah, and since it's in band, like it's in the video, all the viewers are going to get it at the same time. So if one player syncs, all the players are guaranteed to sync.
that's
So
good.
we don't have like, because one person had a bad connection, their WebSocket was behind and they get it 10 minutes late, something dumb like that. It's always going to be in the video. So even if you watch an archive, because we inject into the archives as well, it'll still work.
That's nice, yeah, because it works on the archive. It can be used kind of in a semi-real-time fashion.
That's a really nice thing about ID3 tags, is because it's so strongly linked to the video that it technically is part of the video.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And if you go back, so if you're watching an archive and you scrub, you get the same cue changes again. So it'll replay correctly in the player. And normally, if there's a reasonable amount of latency, it'll be about 100 milliseconds off. But if something really bad happens, it'll be at most 2 seconds. It'll just get put in the next segment at the beginning of the next segment. So if there's 3-4 seconds of latency, it won't put it in that segment. It'll put it in the one before that.
Mm. I wonder if that asset error went away. Let's see. I think I solved it. Okay. This one. The asset ID.
The PHP injector isn't as bad as I thought. It takes about...
The PHP one?
Yeah, it takes about 2310 milliseconds. It's like the longest one there was 20 milliseconds for the highest quality variant.
Mm.
So really fast, not a big deal. If we start to inject like a ton of tags, then we might have problems with it. But for like one tag every once in a while to just kick off an event, definitely enough. Salah, you're muted. I don't know if you know that.
Did I?
I'm just watching the stream, so Kamal is playing with that. I found a few bugs just with the asset. Maybe Kamal, I don't know. Kamal, can you inject tag? Can you inject poll? Can you inject the other graphic that we have?
What happened with the asset first? Did it unrender? Because I don't know if I unrender at the right time.
Kamal, when you do the process, just explain it here. I can hear it, but I cannot respond to you. And then I will discuss later, okay?
So in the current scene, do you see an asset or not?
Yes, I see your full screen and the asset is on top of that. It's weird. We don't have this type of
Okay.
asset at all.
I see, and the asset did not unrender. So
I got a batch timeout. I have a stream with no ID.
Okay, let me first solve the asset. I know where it comes from.
I'm also rerunning the iOS, so it's great. Wait, no, it's not.
It is.
Yeah, got another stream with an ID. I can write a quick validator for batches if you want to just wrap your sockets on init with that.
What do you mean by that? Like
it'll throw an error so you can see immediately where a batch is badly formed. Because some of them are just missing fields. So
I see. So I'm printing also here, so I'm wondering where.
yeah. So it's just your stream now.
Okay, come on, now I can see you. Just you. There is no button banner.
Oh, you unrendered the long info
Yeah.
after rendering it?
Yeah.
Okay. That was intentional though?
Does it work? Like I render and unrender at the very.
Yeah, it disappeared as soon as I got it. Yeah.
Okay. And now let's see if the asset on rendering works now. So I just injected the asset.
Right.
I guess this batch should be fine.
See your layout.
Yeah, I can see it also, like move, scale. So everything should be fine. And then on rendering,
Yeah, everything disappeared.
so now it's only me again.
Mm-hmm.
So
With
that,
no graphic.
okay, so the asset.
Not even the watermark.
I didn't get a wild card then. Oh, render asset false. Yeah, okay, I see it. That's right. Okay.
So why the watermark went away though?
The watermark and the button banner both went away.
Oh, watermark is a verb now. You have to explicitly watermark.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I'll see where the bottom banner was.
So I think like the bottom banner, I don't know if it's something specific.
You know what I think it is? I think your stream is on top of the bottom banner.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think so, because when I saw it,
yeah, because you rendered a new stream on top, because it adds them in order, right? So it'll place the newest stuff on top.
So what could we do about that? Is this something that the client should pay attention to?
We could demand that graphics always be on top of streams. That would be a nice way to fix it.
Yeah,
because there's no reason for a stream to be on top of a graphic, right?
Right.
No, yeah.
Assets and streams are a little harder because sometimes assets should be on top of streams, but other times they should be below streams as backgrounds. So we do have an index for already.
So for the graphics, would that be more reasonable for you just to make it always on top? Or do you think like using the index verb, I should give it a very high index?
Even for the assets, I don't think we have an asset on top of a video. We never have it.
It's good to have it though, like in a general case. I can handle that in a studio in case in future we have something like that. But for graphics, I'm not sure if we want to, or I can send you like an index verb for the graphics with a very high, large value. Would that help?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, for bottom banner then, could you give me an index?
I might need to rewrite I might need to change slightly how video stream merger handles indexes, because I think right now they're relative, but we would probably want absolute indexes for this. That won't be too difficult though.
Okay, so
like right now, if you give the top of the stream is 0, it's reverse of what CSS is, and then if you give like 1 or 2.
But if it's relative to the batch, I guess it doesn't solve this problem. So can you make the indexes? What's the best way? Like if you want to keep it in.
I mean, sometimes you seem to use batches that recreate the whole scene, and other times you reuse elements from the last scene. Like why don't you send another bottom banner operation? Like I know it seems redundant, but
like you mean like every batch that I send you must be like a complete scene batch?
That will make us a problem because, for example, I am reading the bottom banner and suddenly it becomes again re-rendered and then rendered.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so it should be there always. So we probably need to make the Z index for all the graphic always high. Somehow handle that.
Yeah, I guess like yeah, it could be the only way to go now. Like the Z index should be relative to the, like absolute to the batch that you receive.
Right. I think they should just be absolute general. Yeah. Right now they're relative, so it's like you move them on top, you push and pop them.
Yeah, just make it, I guess like just make the index verb absolute and the rest of the logic we can handle in the studio. What's the batch for watermark? So I can just send it now.
For what?
For watermark.
Yeah.
Come on, can you also use the animation word for the keyframes?
Yeah, I can.
Just go, for example, between use single and then an asset and then come back to your info.
Okay. Let me send the watermark and then send you the.
Okay.
I can send you your stream ID if you want.
Okay, so and this is the stream ID.
Yeah.
So let me move the same stream ID that we're seeing now with the verb move.
Okay, I saw the watermark.
How do you scale move?
Got a timeout on that batch. There's there's an ID on it now.
Stream.
Here you go.
And then move. So for the move, if I want to change, I send the keyframe, yeah?
Yeah, you can put 2 keyframes in there. They need a T parameter to tell it what frames to act on.
I see.
I can show you what that's like.
If you have a sample, just with the stream ID that we have the watermark, just I can send it and see how it works.
Okay, I see you with an asset right now. What are you going to do, Kamo?
Just move one object in an animated way.
Which one right now? Because I need to focus on that.
The stream.
Oops. It happened so fast. So you just
that wasn't an animation. That was just you just changed the positions. I sent you an animation batch. Just omit that the batch event. And it'll move it from 0, 0 to 400, 400 in 90 frames with a linear ease. We only support the linear ease now, just because we haven't really done anything with animation yet. So implementing the
X,
other ease functions.
T.
Is there any library that we can use the other type of ease and we don't write?
I can write them myself. They're just simple math functions.
Yeah, would be great, especially ease in and ease out. Just these 2 isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I thought we just do linear first, just to work it.
So Salah, in 90 frames, which means 3 seconds, yeah.
Okay.
My stream will go from 0, 0 to 400, 400 pixel.
I didn't get any batch.
Did it not? I sent it.
Did you omit it with
Oh,
the batch
sorry.
event?
No. It was my mistake.
How do you plan to actually document all these signals? So if somebody else will join us, so he can quickly pick up everything.
I think it worked.
So now Sala should sit.
Yeah.
Just an arbitrary position, but
Yeah.
you can chain them together. So you can have more than just 2 keyframes. You can have a whole bunch if you wanted to trace some path.
Mm.
I don't really know if you'll use that, but it is supported.
I see. Yeah, I think like the most important thing out of today is like the absolute indexing.
Yeah, that was something I just hadn't thought of. So
Yeah.
Come on, can you just one more tag and play with the text?
Okay, tag. Let me go to Mixer. Okay, so I'm gonna send the tag.
Probably have to first fix the stream right now. I don't know where the tag goes.
I send it from console, so the tag.
I didn't get anything.
Not yet. So the tag will just render at 100, 100. But the max width, I set it to 200.
Yeah, play with the max width and the text to see if we what.
I remember if we fixed the tag issue.
Yeah, but we haven't tested.
I don't remember doing that. That may have been forgotten in the backlog.
Yeah, we can just.
I don't think I fixed that. So. Try it. Maybe I did. I'm just forgetting.
Yeah, let's just run a sample.
Oh yeah, I moved the logic into that template function. We did.
We did? Okay.
It needs to be tested still.
Maybe.
I've made good progress with the Corretto SFU, by the way.
Oh, that's good. Wow.
It's coming along.
What's your impression on the CFU? Is it good?
Sorry?
What's your initial impression on SFU? Is it?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I haven't had any issues so far. The code's actually really similar to how we're ingesting. We just multiply the endpoints and use WebRTC instead of RTP. And Corretto just builds the pipelines. It's really nice.
How much would be hard to like play with the SFU logic in Corretto?
What do you mean by play with it?
Like if you want to have another, like add another logic to the SFU, that is specific to our use case?
Not too difficult. I haven't had that much problem setting up the initial thing. Obviously, I don't have a working prototype yet. It could be all wrong, but it seems right because I'm reusing a lot of the same code we use with WebWorks suggestion.
I see.
So I guess we'll see when I can test it. But it hasn't been too difficult so far.
That's good to know. This. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay, so let me send you a tag. Currently is in Java, yeah?
I think so. RPC that you use it with though is in Node. There's a Java one too for the RPC.
I don't know if I send the tag batch right, but it should be there.
Yeah. It doesn't look like the new line problem is fixed. Okay. I'll add that to the queue.
So it should render at 0, with max width of 200.
Yeah, it did work. I can already see it.
Yeah, it is a problem.
Okay. I'll look at that.
Okay.
Did we also test the time zones for the mid info, long info, and short info? We had a problem there too.
Oh yeah, that is done.
Yeah, that worked. It was a studio problem.
We can test it now if you
Um,
want. I think there was a mixer change for that. For can't remember. Okay, but they were working when I tested them. The changes we made.
let me do. Okay. So this. Change this one.
That's a neat view. Never seen that before.
So right now, Kamal, you remove the asset, right?
I remove the asset and then I send another.
Yeah, you remove the asset, but the tag and the graphic were still on top of your video, but the button banner were under that. Was under the video. Are you playing with the PNP right now?
Yeah. So do you see the PNP?
Yeah.
What's the PNP? Sorry.
Picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Picture.
Yeah, we have
a little asset.
Yes.
So
yeah, I'm not sure where the video tag is above stream.
Yeah, we did that part is like on the studio because I didn't unrender it. I just sent the batch using the Chrome Dev tool. So it was a different thing.
Still, you think the stream? Oh, you just scaled the stream. That's why you didn't render a new one. All right. Oh, yeah. I'll look into why the bottom banners and the indexing is.
Yeah, I think it's all about indexing. So in the same batch, even if I don't use the verb index, like your logic is that the order that you receive, the last one will render on top of everything, yeah? Is that correct?
Yeah. Let me try something with the index.
Yeah.
I just want to see if moving the bottom banner up actually fixes the issue, because it's not an indexing issue. We're going to feel over here.
Maybe I can send an index word from here also.
I can do it. I can do it from my side. It's fine.
Okay.
Well, can you take the line here for me? Sorry.
Yeah, it is an index problem.
How can we make it absolute? Like you will need just to save the index code. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just translate them into what video stream merger uses, or I'll change video stream merger since it is my repo. So I do what I want with it.
Okay. And yeah, so just I guess this making it absolute would make sense. What other verb do you think we need that people do it with CSS? Are we missing something? I guess.
I mean, like weird transforms, I guess. But
Yeah, transform, but it's not needed for us now. Anything basic?
I say we have all the basic ones, plus like flips and rotations and stuff. So,
How hard is it to mask a string or other thing?
yeah, masks. That's a whole thing in itself.
Okay. Is it
You can do it with canvas compositions, but get kind of complex. I think I'd have to build a thing to do it rather than just hack it into the mixer.
So in the canvas in the canvas API, there's no such a thing as masking. For example, a picture with I don't know, a circle or something.
Like a path. No, it's not that simple. You can do it. You can do that kind of thing, but
it's not that simple. It's not in the API directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a more general API called canvas composition.
Mm-hmm.
And it requires a little understanding, and that's how I did the rotations and flips. I used this canvas composition API.
Okay.
You like chain together these changes.
Yeah, I don't think we need mask for the launch. It should be one year from now. Really.
Yeah. So any other thing like what's OpenTalk is offering for the composition engine is a basic CSS also. So I guess we already have covered all the CSS styling that they also cover. And we're good for our layouts anyhow, so that's good.
Yeah.
And one other thing, like how can we like make the graphic more general? Like it's like someone can inject graphic. How do we do that? Like I know you need a script for each graphic, so they can just load the script on the mixer or something, and they can inject.
So, yeah, we could. They basically need to implement the minimum amount for it to look like Animate CC graphic. It doesn't have to be an Animate CC graphic. All it needs to do is provide a function that allows us to load it, a function that allows us to get the canvas, and a function that allows us to stop and start the animation. Even that's not that necessary. We could remove that part there.
Mm-hmm.
So any canvas animation could be adapted to do it. It just requires a little bit of programming the way we have it now.
For our own sake, like if we want to have a new graphic and we want you to spend the minimum time on it, what would the best pipeline? Like, is there like if a set of rules that if we do?
Oh yeah, with an Animate CC thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want templating, you just create a new Adobe Templates variable, the window variable. You need to change the top level object to the name export root. And that's it.
So once I have that basically index.js for the graphic, and I load that into the public folder, where do you keep the graphics? Is it
compose/graphics?
Compose/graphic, and then if I copy and paste,
there's a folder structure too. It needs to have the ID as the folder name, images, and index.js contains all the code. The HTML file could just be discarded because that's just a loader that we already have.
So if
one other thing, you have to change the image URL to be relative. So it has to be, it's usually called images/image.png or whatever.
But it's totally isolated. It's totally isolated from other verbs and like Canvas API and whatever you have for the composition. Yeah, it's just a folder structure and the right index.js.
Yeah.
I don't have to go into, I don't know, like some part of the composition engine to also account for the graphic.
It discovers itself. It's self-descriptive.
Self-descriptive. And the verbs also are self-descriptive. Like.
Yeah. All the verbs are discovered from the graphic, which is itself discovered from the folder structure.
So then currently it's just the folder structure and the right index.js to be compatible.
Yeah, a few little tweaks. I can document them. There's only like 4 things, little tweaks you have to change.
Okay.
Just because the index.js gets generated, it's designed to like be specific for the loader that comes with it. But we want to use the same loader for all of them so that we don't have to change the loader every time.
Okay.
So instead we just change index.js.
Okay, yeah, so that's good. I guess it's a good state, like, because currently we only use it and we can stick to those rules. And as far as it's just self-contained rules in a way, that's good. Yeah, so I guess like
a good way to test it too, with adding a new graphic. There's a player.html. Inside of the compose folder. And you just have to change the ID in there. So it currently has short info or maybe has long info on the Git repo. Just change that to whatever you want and then open it up and it should work. If it doesn't work, that means there's something wrong with index.js.
Okay.
Because that's the exact same loader that the mixer uses, just without the mixer.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and also like, don't forget if you update the install shell script, we can make an AMI. Like also if you think that an environment should be there that, I don't know, maybe useful in the future, you can also include that in the install shell script and then make an AMI so that if we want to scale in a way and use AWS tools instead of launching the EC2 and make the environment again, which you said will take 5 hours, we can just launch an EC2 with the AMI. And we don't need to repeat that build process.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I've never worked with that, but it's a good idea. I'm down for it.
Yeah, so it's a good thing, yeah. And for the SFU, so you are planning to use the current SFU, yeah? The current one. And then, is it like the Stone and Tern server? Like, do we end up using one Stone and Tern, or do we have like, should we have one for the WebRTC and one for the mixer?
Sorry, could you say that again?
So for the Stone and Tern, one we have the SFU. Do we use one Stone and Tern server for the mixer and one for the WebRTC SFU?
We can separate them, but I mean, we don't need to. We can use the same one.
Yeah, if you use the same one, it's better. So I was wondering if it's possible to use the same one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Stone and Tern is the same for any WebRTC application, regardless of what it's doing.
Okay.
It just kind of sits there, and then you specify the URL, and it allows you to make more reliable connections.
Okay. And one other thing, though, we have to make sure in future is because the turn server is very important, like to be. But anyway, we don't need to have to worry about that now. I hope that we don't have cases that use turn often.
Yeah, it's a small percentage of WebRTC connections, but it is enough that it's worth it.
Okay. Do IPv6 ever goes behind the NAT?
What's that?
The IPv6.
I don't really know how IPv6 reacts to NATs. It's not going to work with all NATs because some NATs are deliberately designed to prevent these kind of connections, right? So,
because NATs was the problem that they tried to solve the IPv4 exhaustion problem, yeah? Or was it like a more generic?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
I mean, if you're using IPv6, you probably don't want to use a NAT, but that doesn't mean that you don't have one. So like your router might still impose a NAT on you even if your computer is configured to use IPv6.
I see. Yeah, that's with the IPv6, I guess. I don't know where like my understanding was that NAT is only related to IPv4. And given that all LTEs now seems to move to IPv6, it seems at least for the LTE networks, we wouldn't have the NAT problem.
There's a security aspect to NATs too, right? Because not being able to discover the IP of a specific computer kind of prevents you from, trolling ports and messing with things that are supposed to be in a private network.
I see.
So not having a public-facing IP can kind of be a security feature.
Oh, yeah, that could be a security. Anyhow, it's good that it's a small percentage.
Yeah. Shouldn't be a big cost.
Yeah.
Obviously, the largest cost is going to be transcoding.
Yeah, it is transcoding for sure.
I do see a little bit of a challenge with scaling the system, just because I've never done that before. So you may want to consider looking into somebody who's a little bit more familiar with like horizontal scaling and DevOps and like spinning up new machines when we need them, that kind of stuff. When we actually go into serious production, because I've never done any of that. So
yeah, once we start working with our first few customers, I guess we will start that process.
Yeah, a DevOps guy that's familiar with horizontal scaling would be really great. Load balancing, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are looking for hiring someone, but we haven't found.
At this stage, it wouldn't be that helpful. But I've tried to make everything so that if we wanted to have multiple machines doing it, some kind of load balancer, it would work fine. Like I haven't done any interdependencies or like we don't use a database anywhere, for example. So that should make things easier.
Yeah, it's good that Mixer doesn't have database, and I think it's the
Okay,
way.
so guys, I think we are off track. So in 2 weeks, come on, we need Trisha. Trisha needs a demo, so we need to send their video to their YouTube. And I think still for the signaling between the Mixer and the
so
studio, we are very behind. So what's the plan here?
Well, the plan is
because we haven't yet tested even the poll, the questions. I don't know if they are working or not. If you have any issue like tag.
Yeah. So what could the best plan? Like the best plan would be.
Can we right now inject a poll and question at least for once to see if they are working or they have a serious issue like tag or not? And then we need to close this pipeline and be able to do the demo.
Let me see if I have the poll here. You're assuming a pole inside the mixer, yeah?
What was that?
You're assuming a pole inside
there's a
the
default
mixer,
for it.
default pole. Right. Time. The default pole.
Yep, got it.
Should render.
I think any issues are going to be with templating. So
Yeah, I got the pool here.
And then should unrender. And then we have question also. They render and then unrender.
Pool and question is oops.
you rendered and unrendered the poll really quick there, I think. Oh no, you did. Never mind.
The question.
Good. It's a little weird with all the background stuff, but
Yeah.
it's rendering correctly.
And then unrender.
Do you guys want this debug link so you can see the video right away?
Maybe Salah. Or maybe like Salah should work it on the iOS anyway.
You have to open it in Chrome and just click the little sheet. It's the debug link, so you can see it right away. Just click the little red shield in the URL bar and click Load Unsaved Scripts. And then you can see the video instantly. Well, with only a few milliseconds delay. This is right as it gets connected to the mixer, so it's before it hits the transcode or even Cuento, so it's quick.
Cool.
You can also see the batches roll by in the console, which is kind of nice.
I see.
When Kamal unrender the poll, let me share the picture with you. Let's explain. Yeah, in this picture, look at the bottom banner. See what happens. This is happening. This happens when the code was unrendered, and also a few other times it happened. I don't know what's wrong with that graphic. It's kind of that
It's like
mix.
a video artifact, yeah. That's from the transcode, I think. I didn't notice that on the debugger. Okay. Did it go away after a while?
Sorry?
Did it go away?
Yeah, after a minute or two.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have any idea what that happened?
It's just a video artifact. Yeah, we can reduce them by tweaking the settings and stuff, but they do sometimes come about. Something to do with the H.264 encoder on FFmpeg.
Mm.
I haven't seen that many of them lately. We used to get them a lot, and I eventually tweaked them down. Do you get them a lot? You find I haven't noticed all that many of them.
It happens with the button banner most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the button banner, kind of, I think you need to tweak a bit more with that.
It's probably the scene change detection. All right, I'll work on that. I'll add that to the queue.
Yes.
Okay. Any other graphic you want to take a look?
What else do we have now? I think.
Okay.
Questions. No, we never tested add, do we?
Add one. And let's see.
Or did the question enter correctly? I missed it. Did the template correctly?
The question Salah worked?
The question, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I said it was not templated, so it was something.
The ad, I'm not sure if. What was the ID for the ad? Just add, yeah.
Amal, have you received anything from the lawyer?
Yeah, he just sent me something.
Can you forward it here? I saw you inside the string that you are reading something seriously, so I thought that should be from me.
Is that the ad graphic?
Yeah, but I don't know if I didn't set any value, so.
No, it has defaults. It's fine. We should probably change all the defaults to empty strings when we do production. So that's really what they should be.
Yeah, I guess that we need better default. Okay, so add is also there. And this is false.
Okay, so indexing, tag overflow, and
yeah, I guess on your side it's mostly the indexing and tag overflow.
There's 4 items I actually need to see. Z index, tag issue, animation with different use option, and button banner video artifact.
so you wanted to solve the indexing issue by changing the index verb to be something more like CSS, and you're just going to send those operations with a batch?
No, so just make it absolute.
Yeah, something like CSS, absolute,
yeah,
Z index kind of style.
Right.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now it won't work for what we're doing with the relative ones because you don't have them yet, so you can't do them relative.
Yeah, if you don't make it absolute, the client side would be very hard.
Right. I'll probably change video stream merger then, just because I don't like the indexing the way it is now.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Thomas.
All right. Talk to you later.